intention in this course is not giving you any new information. Those things each of us can study. Especially Buddhism provides a very nice, useful tool, or these highlighting, 3 of this, 5 of that. Those things we can study from the book. But what we have been trying to do here is how does the concept of Buddhist teaching apply to our lives, and to which extent I'm living my life according to that teachings. So something like that. I like those kind of little more provocative inquiries, because those things really helps us to make our Buddhist or spiritual journey genuine. We are not treading this journey according to somebody else's belief system. I personally don't like this word belief. Buddhism does not present any belief system. Even this karma we're going to talk about, this is not about the belief. Belief gives you false security. If you believe this, you are like, okay, or something like that. We not get in that trap. Perhaps might be the faith. If you have a long-term relationship with your good friend, then your trust started to build up, right? Then eventually your friend says something very strange. You know what? I saw something yesterday on the street. You don't know. You haven't seen that. That's strange. But then still you can trust in his or her words. A little bit of faith, no? So something like that. Buddha is omniscient and he knows everything. But we as a non-awakened beings, we haven't seen that directly. But then still have some kind of confidence or trust or faith start building up. I feel like that's a part of the journey. It's not just ended up with believe whatever Buddha presented or Buddhist present. Does that make sense? So each station we stopped, and we will stop again, like precious human rivers and death and impermanence. And today we're going to do karma and so forth. And of course, refuge, last session we covered. All these are going deeper and deeper, deeper. So each station has everything, whole entire path into the one stage. For example, refuge. Refuge encompasses everything. Refuge has a karma, wisdom, the emptiness, bodhicitta, and so forth. We are going quite quickly, but then that's okay. I think we're gonna cover this way. Then we will come back, each of us, come back to that each station, then get deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's the interesting thing. It's not about, again, belief system. I'm emphasizing on this. It's a direct experience. We are trying to come to know what's true to each of us. What you come to know true. That is a Dharma refuge. That's the most trustable thing. So keep doing that. I would like to begin today's class by asking you a question about the karma. We hear a lot about that word karma, even in the modern context. Like my non-Buddhist friend, when I was walking parking lot, very busy parking, no parking spot. Then just one car left for us to park. Then she said, "Oh, good karma." Yeah, so karma became very much like modern terminology as well. I just want to ask each of you, what's the sense of what karma mean to you? Or what's your take on the karma, and also to which extent you live your life based on the karmic cause and effect. Anybody would like to contribute? Because again, I started to say the difference between belief and faith, like those things. Do you believe in karma, or that you have some kind of sense of faith in karmic cause and effect? Basically, karmic cause and effect, whatever we experience, happiness or suffering, bushfire or whatever we face, those are results of our so-called karmic seed. We planted collectively or individually, whatever. Topic of karma is very vast and complex. And the Buddha said, Buddha awake one, omniscient one, is the only one who can really understand how the cause and effect correlate. But over the lifetime or based on your life experience or reading the teachings of the trustable persons or trustable being, awakened being, maybe you started to feel some kind of sense of what that means. So basically, in order to talk about karma, we have to talk about, or we have to think about, not to believe, but think about previous life, continuation of our mind, so-called mind stream. In Tibetan term, there are many words for mind, referring mind. One is so-called mind stream. Stream is continuations. Mind continue. So if we don't have any inclination or the faith, there's no such thing as a previous life or future life, only this one. I'm not sure it's the point of talking about karma here. Do you agree? So some Buddhist scholars, even famous scholars, don't have a faith and they don't talk about karma. They avoid or that's something outside of my framework, something like that. Even in that biology or the conservation of the energies, energy is that's not wasted. So for example, rains, then come back to the earth, then again evaporate and all these kind of circulates or recycle, right? Like that, the body also recycle. That's what we can see, When we think about the body, we trace back. Today's Khandura's body is based on yesterday's Khandura's body, cause and effect, The cause of the yesterday's body is the day before, so forth. Then if you trace back, then the baby, just before I was born, my body was the fetus in the body of my mom. Right? Then if we trace back the cause, then the sperm and egg joined. So that's the cause, right? Then before sperm and egg with my body, so basically what my mom ate, my dad ate, maybe broccoli or whatever they ate, all those things, and so forth. So we can trace the causes, body in terms of physical. How about the mind then? This is kind of my meager attempt to prove the continuation of the mind. So today's Khandura's mind is based on the yesterday's Khandura's mind, right? So I trace this back. Then again, babies, just before baby. Then before that, then if you trace it, where Khandura's mind at the moment of the sperm and egg joined came from somewhere, continuing. So that way, that was a previous lives continuation, previous lives mental continuum. That's called the mental continuum, continuing. Then when I die, when I separate the body from my mind, the mind now separate from the physical basis, then move on to the next life, so forth. For me, it makes sense, but I don't know. So that's a kind of meager attempt of proving the previous life and future life. But of course, there are many ways to prove it in Buddhist logic. For example, I directly see it, direct experience. So that's actually very nice if we can see directly. Then I know it, right? But then otherwise inference or logic. There is a fire because there's a smoke. Like an inference, indirectly, I know it's true. The another one is the words of the awakened one. Trust the words of the omniscient one. Like in this context, Buddha's word. Mm-hmm. But the Buddha also encourages us to really examine based on our life experiences or the teaching. So this subject of karma is, for me, it's not something to believe in, really experiment. Then over time, really makes sense. It's not about to make sense as a theory. It's about the life. It's helpful. We have to go down to this, why Buddha taught this, emphasize this, then why karma is the core of the Buddhist teachings. We have to know that one, right? So each of us, we don't want suffering. We want happiness. So entire Buddha's teaching, whatever it may be, those are the method to eliminate or remove suffering and then find happiness, no? So this karmic cause and effect is one of the important one of the most important subject, I think, to bring happiness to ourselves. And also, it's not about a fate or destiny. Okay. Oh, this is my karma. I cannot do anything about it. No, it's opposite. Because this is my karma, I'm experiencing this pain or whatever it is. Because this, I can do something about it. We can do lots of good things. It's not easy. It's not talking about the comfort or easy or nothing like that. But then we can take it from there. We can create our own destiny. I like to say this. I can be a master of my own future, my destiny.